Well, the new report is offering a snapshot of the financial pressure Canadians are facing when it comes to grocery stores. The report from the Agri-Food Analytics Lab at Dalhousie University found affordability is still top of mind for Canadians who say rising prices have changed how they shop, cook, and eat. To help us break down these numbers, we're joined by Sylvain, Charlebois, Director of the Agri-Food Analytics Lab at Dalhousie. Sylvain, Professor, good to see you again this morning. I want to pick up on the Canadian, the way they're changing things, but I first want to highlight what you found about the lack of trust in grocery store pricing. Because, if you don't trust these stores and their pricing, you may be looking at other alternatives if you can find them.
Yeah, no, absolutely. As soon as prices go up at the grocery store, people are starting to point fingers at grocers. And unfortunately, things are a little bit more complicated than that. Now, am I concerned personally about profiteering? Actually, a little, but it's not. It's not grocers, because if you look at financial statements, it's pretty clear gross margins remain the same. It's up the food chain, particularly with the meat counter. Beef packing in particular. Beef packing is controlled by only two foreknown private companies, GBS and Cargill. In the U.S., they've seen the same thing. Beef prices have gone way up. They're skyrocketing. Same thing here. They're investigating in the U.S. We're not. I would investigate.
Interesting. Okay, so that's the trust side. But let's talk about the dollars and cents side. People are spending more. You've crunched the numbers showing just how much more families are spending this year, and it's a pretty significant increase again.
Yeah, actually, you know what? It's okay to spend more because last time with our index 6 months ago, we actually noticed that people were spending the same amount of money. But Nick, with inflation, it means that you're buying less or you're trading down. So, and that's dangerous. So it means that people were making nutritional compromises. Now people are back spending. They're earning a little bit more. So that's good. But prices are increasing right now. The problem, Nick, is that food inflation is way above inflation, but we are expecting things to change over the next year or so. Or at least Canadians think that things were going to change.
So Canadians think it, but it's not necessarily the case. Is that what you're saying?
Well, actually, based on our report that we released yesterday, most Canadians believe that the worst is behind them. 2025 was not an easy year, especially when it comes to uncertainty, the border, tariffs, all that stuff. It was very mysterious for a lot of people. But it got translated into more anxiety going to the grocery store. Okay,
and on tariffs, an interesting development south of the border, at least, President Trump has sort of canceled some of the tariffs that had certainly been adding to the cost of products. Is that going to have any impact on the grocery stores on this side of the border?
Absolutely. Now, finally, President Trump is getting it. I mean, you can't really tax food without annoying your own consumers. It's happening in America. But of course, there's so much food coming in from the U.S. or transiting through the U.S. into Canada. We were impacted by tariffs. The entire world was impacted by tariffs in the U.S. And I'm glad that finally, President Trump is recognizing that food is a little different, because in food, it's a high volume, low margin environment, unlike other sectors. As soon as you add an extra 10%, makes a big difference at the grocery store.
Yeah, and it's a necessity. I mean, you have to eat. You've got to buy food. You've got to find a way somehow to get food on the table, no doubt. And your reporting also, Professor, finds that people are changing the way they shop and the way they eat and the way they cook. Could you highlight a little bit of that for us?
Yeah, absolutely. Couponing was king for decades. I mean, couponing was the way. Now, a lot of people are noticing that loyalty programs are becoming more generous, and they're using more loyalty program, which is a good thing. Why? Because grocers want you and I to be more loyal, because we're not right now. We're just shopping for bargains. So there's a lot of money on the table provided by loyalty programs, and people are noticing.
Yeah, okay, Professor, I know you've got a plane to catch, so we're going to leave it there. That is Sylvain Charlebois, Director of the Agri-Food Analytics Lab at Dalhousie University. Good to see you. Safe travels. We'll talk soon, I'm sure.